Tim, back to action. Sold out Dublin derby in 𝗥𝗘𝗪 on Friday against Shamrock Rovers. What's your thoughts ahead of it, please?
Yeah, listen, another massive game. Obviously, we're coming off the back of a big win in the Dublin derby last Friday against 𝗣𝗁𝗍. Sold out 𝗣li𝗵𝗺, and I think the game had everything. Probably from a neutral perspective, it was brilliant. Not so much when you're standing on the sideline, but no, listen, we probably made harder work in the second half than we should have. But listen, we're really looking forward to the sold out Richmond and obviously inviting Shamrock Rovers to our place.
Just on the 𝗣𝗁𝗍 game, the atmosphere was incredible from both sets of fans, and there was real great scenes at the end between our staff and players and our 450 fans there. A really intense game, and it was a great feeling at the end to hold on for the 3 points for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I think when we go in at half time 3-1 up and they had a player dismissed just on the half time whistle, we would have liked to manage the game better second half. I think for the first probably 50 minutes we were okay, and then we gave away a goal from our side. It was a little bit sloppy, and then 𝗣𝗁𝗍 got a chance a minute later and I suppose gave them a massive lift. And the pleasing thing was it showed the other side of it that we dug in and defended the box quite well and limited them to any real chances in the last half hour of the game. And then obviously you win by 1 goal, and the scenes at the end are brilliant with the players in front of the fans, and it adds to a little bit of momentum that we've built, and we're trying to bring that in now till Friday.
Yeah, there's a real buzz around the league at the moment and around St. Pat's, and a sold out away derby on one Friday rolling into a sold out home derby on the next Friday. The games that everyone wants to be involved in and be at, clearly.
Yeah, and again it's a feature across the league with the attendances, and especially with ourselves. I don't think there's a home ticket that's been available for any of the games yet this season, or the away tickets for that matter, but I think Richmond will be buzzing now on Friday. And again, we've know where we're at. We've done very well the last few weeks, but we've got a massive task against arguably the best team in the country coming to our place on Friday, who are in good form themselves. Yeah,
since that Shamrock Rovers game, the 2 𝗏𝗏𝗍, we've won 4 on the bounce. They've won 3 out of 4 as well, so 2 informed teams. Should be a cracker, hopefully.
Well, hopefully it is, but we're on the right end of it. Yeah, it's the last time it was a completely different place that both teams were in. The 2 all draw out there sort of stopped us losing our losing streak of 3 games, and obviously Shamrock Rovers were looking for the first win of the season at that stage, but since then both teams have picked up a lot of points and the table looks a bit different, so we're hoping now that we can keep the run going, and we'll go into the game with our game plan, and hopefully that's going to work.
What's pleased you most about the 4 wins? Like, we've scored lots of goals clearly as well, but the defensive side, I know you spoke after the 3 defeats about wanting to tidy up defending wise, so at both ends of the pitch it's been really, really good recently.
Yeah, I think the first few games we probably struggled to create chances and get players in the right positions. We've scored, I think there's 15 goals in the last 5 games, so that's a massive plus for us. And then the other end of the pitch, we've kept a few clean sheets, and we're probably looking a bit more solid. So when you marry both of them together, the results is inevitably they'll improve. And listen, again, we want to keep trying to get into positions where we can score and try and be solid and cut out the needless errors the other end.
Shamrock Rovers, your assessment to them as well? As we said, they've really improved in recent weeks, and we both come into the game towards the top end at the moment.
I think if anybody finishes above Shamrock Rovers this year, they'll win the league. They didn't win 3 league titles in a row by mistake. Getting to the group stage of Europe last year, they've a lot of very, very good players, and they've got a very experienced and successful manager and coaching team. So yeah, they're in good form, and we know that for us to win on Friday, we're going to have to be at our best.
If Chris Forrester plays, Tim, he'll make his 300th appearance for St. Pat's. If he does make that achievement, what will that mean?
It's huge. Listen, he's a magician. He's probably given fans memories that not necessarily goals, although his goal collection is unbelievable, but I think with some of the stuff he does, even on Friday at 𝗣𝗁𝗍, he's doing little back heels and he's doing tricks. He's a maverick, and to churn out that amount of appearances for the club, and obviously having, I think, a 4 or 5 year spell in England and Scotland in the middle of them 2 spells as well. So listen, Chris is a special player, and it's a huge milestone, but it's coming probably when he's in arguably the best form of his career.
Yeah, he is credited with the first goal, by the way, against the game against 𝗣𝗁𝗍. Referee have given it to him, so he's a joint top scorer in the league at the minute. Just lastly, Tim, we've had 25 players in the matchday squads this season, either starting or on the bench. The average age 23.04. oldest player being Owen Doyle at 35, the youngest being Mason Mealy at 15. There's a real good mix of age groups in the squad, and the mix with them on the pitch, in the gym, on the training pitch and all as a squad has been really, really nice to see, and they're clearly performing on the pitch for you. But it's quite a young group with some experience sprinkled in it.
Yeah, I think you need to have experience in the group, naturally enough, because young players will be enthusiastic and whatnot, but you need that experience as well and the know-how for the young players to learn from. We don't put young players in squads just for the sake of it. They're in squads because they're good enough. It's the same with young Sam Curtis playing every week, phenomenal. Adam Murphy now breaking it again, playing starting games, so they're playing because they're good enough, and that's the most important thing. But again, for any young player that's at the club, that they know if they are doing well, they'll be given an opportunity here, and getting the balance of the good mix in regards, you said there, the experienced players. It's important you have the right experienced players as well, and the likes of Owen Doyle and Chris Forrester and even Dean Linus and Danny Rogers and other ones coming in now as well. You're probably talking about Jake. He's a lot more experienced than a lot of the young lads. They're really good players to learn from, and that's helping the young lads massively. And
just very lastly, Tim, on a coaching point of view, like the derby on Friday at Dalymount, I watched it on the TV gantry just behind you guys, and like it was so intense, it was so hard to hear. It'll be the same at Richmond. What are they like to be involved in as a coach? I know you played in so many of them. Like, it's just, you know, you're so, I suppose, up with the game and almost trying to kick every ball as well as coach the team.
Yeah, it is, and I just think that when you do your preparation for the week and you have the players get onto the pitch with the right information, it makes it a lot easier, even though it won't keep you quiet on the sideline, but yeah, and then you can just reiterate stuff that you're seeing on the pitch, on the sideline onto the pitch. But again, it's high tension in these games, and as you said there a few minutes ago, they're the games that you want to play in, and we've a good record so far in the Dublin derbies this year, and we want to try and keep that going now on Friday.
Thanks, Tim. Best of luck.
Cheers, Jay. Thanks.